Muslims say under Christianity, you are a black man with your neck broke. But the thing is, what is real and what is not. But I do know one thing, that the blonde hair, blue eyed devil is Caucasian, and heaven and earth is like heaven and hell is right here on earth.
Right.
Because of the turmoil, disappointments, discuss double standards. You going on your job right now, every day with the same skills, if not better than your coworker, but you making $10 less on the hour right now,
Mm-hmm.
right now. And then if you start inquiring, you be fired or something dangerous happened. The house goes down, the garage burn, or the car all of a sudden blow up or burn up because they keep you in your place. And the best thing that we could do for our young people is to educate them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they done come up with this new thing, AI, which is going to replace human beings. That's I don't know how far Martin on Facebook and she's doing a program of AI. And I said, well, Sona, you're going to have to get involved in something else because you AI don't take you down. She looked at it, and I just told her the truth. Back in my day in high school, typing 95 words a minute was the thing. You know, they didn't even have a typewriter. They got a keyboard to your computer, but the damn computer with the shit is it outtakes you. It tell you what to do. If you know what to do, then you move on to something else so you can keep up.
Okay.
Yeah. What else you want to know?
So you said your dad was a black man that owned his own land in the South.
Indian Blackfoot Cherokee.
He's black.
That is Blackfoot Cherokee.
Your father was a Blackfoot Cherokee that owned his own land in the South, right?
That's right.
How did the
I'm,
you
I'm
said the poor
12
whites
Garrison Brown.
you said the poor whites treated people work minorities worse in the South. So how did a lot of the poor whites in the same town or even whites in general treat your father that and he owned his own land? How did they treat your father with him owning his own land?
My daddy was something else, honey. He didn't fuck around with trash. If you was not something in somebody, he didn't even speak to you. He'll look at
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah, you have to know something about Oswald.
Mm-hmm.
Oswald Brown. He wasn't no common man. No.
And do you know how he
His
went about?
word was,
Do you know how he
huh?
went about obtaining his own land?
It's generation.
Generation.
Yeah, see, Daddy Sam got his land and then he wrote a will. And then we didn't sell our land. And Daddy's parents had land. And Uncle Daddy and them bought land and acquired land. And they never sold it. They kept it in the family.
Mm-hmm.
The Oswald Brown land is still in the family. The Scotts Estates is still in the family. We still own our land today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people, when their parents die, and they see $100,000, they think that's a whole lot of money. Jump up
Mm-hmm.
and see it. And then next 2 years, goddamn, they gotta go somewhere and get a loan.
Right.
You keep your parents from work, sick, threatened, shed, burned down, all kinds of stuff to not have. Because when you understand arithmetic, reading, and understanding what you read, you have power. And then with your 10 acres to 50 acres to 100 acres, then you understand that you can raise crops and livestock for the family, so you got kind of things to do. Once
Mm-hmm.
you learn to count American money, and then you can read it, you can take your stuff to the lab. When I was a girl, and I can remember the time my mama used to be sick, she had a baby every year.
Mm-hmm.
So there was times that I would take the field hands and we go up there and take the time and I take some wax and take the tongue and the trailer and ride to my mama's 64 Chevrolet Impala, pull it up to the gym. I was out of middle for the whole next year. You just be on the board accepting bills and time that we took for ourselves. We didn't have to go to the general store and sign our name up for that. We didn't have to go buy meat from the store. Every year, daddy put a $500 back then. Said your love for the E15 long as any big vehicle, big old
Mm,
long vehicle, hold a whole lot of food.
mm,
Yeah. Daddy always taught us to be self-sufficient,
right.
best as possible. We grew up with that, and some of the things or the majority, everything that other than a lot of what that I teach to my children. Use the right hand, left is possible. If it wasn't for the computer, the right hand wouldn't be on my nose.
Mm,
But then, it's technology, it's being nosy, and it's faster to investigate what you're doing, what you are going, how much you got, where you at. That's what that means. So he can keep in contact with you and your belongings and your family. And then when you don't need it, I always tell everybody want to know what you want to say. You ain't trying to say nothing. You ain't trying to say nothing. I can speak for myself. My daddy was up until he used to be a high school teacher back in the 40s.
and what high school did he teach at?
No, 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 no. I wouldn't know that. It wasn't no high school. There
Mm,
was no high school. You was in a room.
right.
When I was going to Jonestown Elementary School, it was great big rooms, and the rooms was divided. It was a first grade, it was a second grade, and it was a third grade. Everybody was in the same room with a different teacher. No, you had a wood burner. You had the teacher that made you cross a desk and put your butt. And when you got home, you got another one.
Mm,
No, but I forgot. But you you work, for yourself, and you learn, and all those stupid stuff. No, you just didn't do it, and it was a standard. My parents uh, owned church, Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church.
mm,
We had our own and we had our it's the difference between the people that live in town and the people who live in the country. They bring life and what they do. And work all year, work all year to still be in the hole because that's the way the white man can keep them from moving off his land and working, having that first baby. There's just so many tricks to the trade that has been put in the people. I can understand what our black man won't work right now.
yeah, they would. My uncle was telling me that a lot of people who work for the plantation or even work for some of the white man didn't even pay them real money. He paid them like fake money that was only good on his plantation.
That's right. Wood nickel
Yeah.
made out of wood. That's true. Yeah, that's true. So giving them fake money and they couldn't spend it nowhere but on that plantation at that general store. That's
Mm,
true. Yeah, that's true. So if they seen a pair of shoes or a suit or something in another store in another town, they couldn't even buy it because they didn't have nothing but a pocket full of fake money.
right.